What's up, guys? Nick Roberts here, and I am back with another movie review. So, I'm talking about the film Good Boy today. So, Good Boy is a kind of scared me when I first learned about the synopsis. So, I saw the poster art for it first, and it's, if you haven't seen the poster, it's this like blue background with this like white dog and these dark shadowy hands coming toward the dog, implying that this dog is being haunted. Now, if you know who I am as the author of Mean Spirited, which is a book about a quote unquote haunted dog, I kind of got scared for a second. I was like, is this one of those situations where Armageddon and Deep Impact both come out in the same summer? But no, this film is entirely different than my book Mean Spirited. The only similarities they share is that there are supernatural elements and there's a dog in both. So with Good Boy, we the director, my hat's off to him because he took a big swing. He tells the story of a sick man who owns a dog who's his best friend, and the whole film is told from the dog's perspective. So the camera is always looking at the man from the dog's point of view, meaning we mostly don't see the guy from except from the shoulders down. The camera is always low. We're only given information that Indy, the dog, is given. So if he's left in the car or in a room and he's overhearing conversations, that's where the camera is. And the director achieved that remarkably. Even more impressive is the performance he pulled out of this dog. The dog, Indy is the director's dog, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm not joking when I say this dog should be nominated for Best Actor in a leading role. I don't know how this guy got this dog to pull off this performance. It's an emotional performance. Okay, this dog, I'm not going to give it away. It would be too spoilery to go into more detail. But I would argue and say it's one of the best pet or animal performances in the history of film. Now, this is a super low budget movie. The guy made it, like I said, with his dog on a shoestring budget. But that's genuine for this story. It serves the narrative, so it doesn't need to be a high budget. And if it looked shiny and polished, I think it would take away from the film. So the basic premise: the owner gets we find out that he is sick. He's got some kind of he's coughing nonstop. We assume it's some cancer or something like that. And he takes Indy, his dog, out to his grandfather's farmhouse, and decides that he just kind of wants to be out there and live there with Indy. And we're only given the information Indy hears, so we find out more from phone calls that we overhear from between this guy and his sister. And then we start seeing these dark shadows around this farmhouse, and it gets a little creepy. It's very atmospheric. Maybe one or two jump scares, but I don't believe it's trying to be this super scary film. It's an emotional film, and that's where it succeeds the most for me. And it captures this genuine emotion. The fear of death. We are all going to die. Spoiler alert. So this this film plays on that through the eyes of this dog. So yeah, it's a very emotional movie. I recommend it. It is an experimental film, but it's not something as experimental as Skinamarink. It's not going to be that polarizing, but I do anticipate some people watching it maybe expecting more action or more scares and being disappointed. But it's more of a slower paced drama with paranormal aspects to it. I'll say that. So I do recommend it. It's on video on demand right now. It might still be in theaters. I don't know. But yeah, so go watch Good Boy and let me know what you think in the comments. I will say I feel terrible for Neil McRobert, the host of one of my favorite podcasts, Talking Scared, because Good Boy came out after or before or like right at the exact same time that Neil's debut horror novel, Good Boy, came out. And even the poster and the book uh, art are similar in tone and color scheme. So, Good Boy by Neil McRobert. I haven't read it yet. It's his. I mean, it just came out, and it's got a dog in it, and it's got the same title. So, yeah. Hopefully, people. Well, maybe people will buy that thinking it's a novelization or that the movie was based on that, and he might pick up extra sales. Who knows? But yeah, it's Good Boy is nothing like my book, Mean Spirited. My book is more of like nonstop horror. Good Boy, the film, is a more laid back meditation on death and grief and the darkness that comes for us all. So until next time, remember, it's not what you're watching, it's what's watching you.